Yeah, so let's stick on some of those conversations you're having with some of the, bank CEOs, CFOs of companies. How do you approach the conversation as it relates to Bitcoin of Bitcoin is an asset. That's kind of what people know it as, right? But then it also is this network of nodes, and that's really how uh, transactions, get verified. How do you approach that conversation between it being an asset and it being an underlying financial infrastructure or a network that's global, in terms of sending payments wherever you want, whenever you want?
Yeah, I think it's cool, right? Like, people are starting to get to the point where they understand it's a store of value, right? It's right now roughly 2 trillion, which is $2 trillion in an asset. Historically doesn't just go away. So people are starting to slowly realize it's here to stay. I think most people are still struggling with how much that asset will eat a lot of the financial markets, and it will because it's just sound money and scarce, and it's decentralized, and so the asset itself is kind of on a path that's just hard to argue, right? Like there's this, meme that, it's like the caveman says number go up, and then the smart person is doing all this, sort of, deep analysis. And then the person who's just been there for a long time just goes, yeah, something that is provably scarce and useful, ultimately we become more valuable. And technology ultimately is a deflationary force. And so, friends like Jeff Booth talk about that, and so these are all things that I think, are provable at this point. And so people will be on that journey. I think the one that's a little bit more hotly contested, which is ironic